We are legends.
All right, now let's move on to the top 5 most OP current characters. And we didn't really discuss this so much, but we decided I made a list, and we'll see if you guys agree with this list. But we want to go through the characters that are the most OP. And all right, so number 5, we have Bane, who on his own can take out an entire team once he gets going. Granted, he has that, and the reason he's not higher than number 5 is that he does have to get going. But once he gets going, I've had matches where I couldn't even beat him with power once it came down to him and Power Girl. I even had one match where it was Power Girl and 2 other characters that couldn't debuff, and he ended up winning the match.
If he starts procking,
Yeah, if he gets himself overhealed and he starts procking, he can just become
you're
a monster.
done. Yeah.
And he can single-handedly win a match for you as well if you get him. My Bane never does anything.
Now,
He doesn't
the
buff.
caveat to that he can do that is you probably are seeing an L4 or better when he's doing that.
Yeah, he does need to have his full kit to really take over a match like that.
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
think at Gear 10, I had a Gear 10. He did okay. He wasn't anything spectacular. I didn't really see the what his value. And then once I took him to Gear 11 last week, and I've been running it with like Swamp Thing, I'm like, oh, that's why he was running with Swamp Thing teams. Okay, he just is a wrecking ball.
Well, not only that, but I know Slow Beast. He uses Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, Swamp Thing, and Bane as his like core team, and at Gear 10, he's able to keep up.
Yeah.
And I know Bane is one
Like,
of those characters.
Bane is one of those characters because he's farmable so easily. You can get him up very quickly as an early on player, and I think that's his benefit. And he can absolutely solo story mode for you if you need it to.
Oh yeah.
I think I went into Chapter 7 Heroic with like a Gear 7 or 8 Bane and was soloing through it.
Man, that guy can be a jerk sometimes. Really. I really hate fighting him sometimes.
Yeah, he does. He can.
If you're not prepared for him, he's hard.
Yeah, if you go in with a normal team that doesn't have debuffs or heal immunity, and then he just gets going, he can be so frustrating.
You know what the answer is? Hide gun, dead shot, and Larfleeze.
Oh, please. You know what the answer is? Constantine. Just don't actually deal damage to him, and then he just bleeds out.
Higher Gun Deadshot actually doesn't do very good to him because he.
Well, no,
once he
hide
gets
gun, dead shot
immunity,
lead.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I mean.
the
Once he
lead.
gets crit immunity, he just.
Oh, yeah, you're done.
Number 4 on the list is Power Girl, which Power Girl in herself has become pretty much. I mean, she's the go-to tank right now because she gets the death immunity, and she is a powerhouse. I mean, I've seen Kage posted the famous video, which I'll have to include for this, where Power Girl, he thinks everything looks good. He looks like he's gonna win the match. Power Girl does her AoE, kills the entire team, and that's just. And that just occasionally happens where you just can't kill her. Her stupid death immunity does not go away, and she just punches the crap
Procs
out of every
every turn, and she's automatically overhealed all the way. And
she's got 18 strength ups, and she's punching 2 times every turn. There's just certain matches where Power Girl she takes it over, and that can work against you or for you. And she is a juggernaut.
Yeah,
when she gets going,
the crappy part is when you're playing against her, she's so OP, but when you're playing her and you fight against a Wonder Girl, you're trying to kill Wonder Girl, and then Power Girl starts going nuts, and then you just get killed because of Power Girl going nuts.
Yeah.
That's just... I'm like, what the... Thanks, Power Girl.
Yeah, and she's one of those characters. She just since she's come onto the scene, she's been a pretty common dominant character. And granted, there's some good counters against her that work super well, like Wonder Woman POT. But if you don't have the proper counter, she can make your life miserable. And especially with Atrocitus, she punches so hard. Number 3 on our list, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised by this one, is Etrigan. Before some other characters have come onto the scene, Etrigan was the king of kings. He can just take over a match. All he's got to do is get 1 kill, and then he dominates that match. if you don't have...
He doesn't even have to get the kill. He just has to have an opponent die.
Yeah, as soon as somebody dies, Etrigan gets nutty. And once there's a single kill made, somebody dies on the enemy team, you pretty much most of the time have won the match. And Etrigan will won. I mean, I've had Etrigan double shot Bane from full life and an overheal just because he does so much damage. And he gets a true sight, so he can go around the taunters frequently, and he never dies, and he's crit immune. I mean,
And he gets a 10 agility ups.
yeah, and he's so hard to kill. He does so much damage. In PvE, he is just the king of kings. I mean, he just destroys everything.
Yeah, I always saw him as a crutch character, pre other character we're not going to discuss right now. But I always found him as a crutch, and I see people running him. I'm like, dude, oh my god, stop! I hate you all. He would be on every team, and especially for alliance points days, and you're trying to score points for your alliance, and don't have the character geared, and you run into a Etrigan, and you're like, man, you know. So you just get
I've never
smoked.
really had that kind of a problem with Etrigan. Oh my god,
It's
shut
a
the hell
swallow
up.
team.
That's your new
But,
sound drop.
I mean-
I don't have a problem with that character. For the comments on all
I know, that's my new
social
soundbite. It's totally arrogant of me, I get that. But, like, I guess... I mean, you definitely don't want to ignore him, but I always have Constantine at least hit him with one or two basics just to get him those intelligence downs, and then he's not really a problem. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the intelligence down strategy works. I found actually using Jessica Cruz, being able to neuter him, basically, and as long as he's out of overheal or he has a stack of intelligence downs, he's fine. You can manage him. But once he gets going, it's ugly. That's his face.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. If he overhealed on his turn, and that's the other thing that pisses me off is that when you get him down like low, and then he procs his heal and buff, and then all of a sudden he's back at like half overheal, and you're like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, for the AI, he like goes from like red to like full overheal, but for you, it never does anything.
Yeah, I was just like, what is this?
Now,
So I will admit that frustration. So
now let's talk about a character that Ogre will not say, or actually, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Let's talk about a character that Ogre does have a problem with, and that's Harley Quinn Mad Jester, who has been, I would say, the face of the meta pretty much since she released. She had a brief period where she disappeared for a little while when Steppenwolf came onto the scene, but even then you still saw a lot of teams with her.
I want to choke her with her pigtails.
She is one of the most frustrating characters to deal with if you don't have an anti-evasion tune on your team. She almost always has taunt, always has evasion, always hits twice, and she does so much damage. I mean, she just does so much damage. And, I mean, she's just quintessentially one of the best tank characters. More facing against her. When you're using your own Harley Quinn Mad Jester, she doesn't seem to evade anything. But she's still super strong, even when she's taking the hits from the enemy characters.
Yeah, and when RNG slides your way, you wouldn't have to press a button. Everyone runs into her, dies, and then you pretty much autoed the match.
Yeah, it can be frustrating.
And the frustrating thing about her is that I think the worst part of her whole kit, I think, was Overkill, was the Enrage. And if the wrong person's...
Like, it's totally fitting for the character.
Yeah.
When rage, totally fitting.
Yeah,
The game mechanically is a little broken.
yeah, because if the wrong character gets enraged, there's a good chance you're going to lose that match. And it's all because of Harley Quinn Mad Jester. So she is number 2. And it's probably no surprise to anyone, the number 1 character is Wonder Girl.
All hail Wonder Girl. All hail Wonder Girl. All hail Wonder Girl.
And if you're watching the video version of this, I can give you some very good reason as to why. Because I did a series that I posted on the in-game forums where we were doing 1 character versus 4. And Wonder Girl could do it with ease in comparison. And all the characters on this list, with the exception of Etrigan, who managed to do it in the right team, in the right setting, and was able to take on a team of 4 equal. But Wonder Girl can single-handedly take on a team of 4 energy characters that are 31,000 power. And you'll see that in this video. And
Gross.
she just does so much damage. I mean, and she does so much. Her kit is just amazing. Remove buffs, gain buffs. Does crazy damage. Does damage outside of her turn. She has shaped the meta in a new kind of way that is only equivalent to the old Deathstroke Lobo days, where if you put her on your team is better, without question, every time.
And see, I totally disagreed that Deathstroke Lobo made your team better.
Oh my god,
It's
shut
a
the hell
swallowable
up.
team.
Because back then, my bleeders just ran through Deathstroke no problem, because bleeds are the greatest answer to awareness.
Well, Deathstroke Lobo could allow you to beat teams that were way out of your normal pay grade. But
Right, and I think that's the difference with this one, is that you could cheese everything with that one, and this one you still have to actually power her up.
yeah, you do
And
have
she's
to power
not
up.
cheesing. She's not cheesing anything in the same way by any means.
Exactly, but she
So.
is in a
She is
proper team,
very powerful.
extremely powerful. And she makes it so that Harley Quinn Mad Jester is so much better because your normal answers to her are not very usable. You have to deal with one.
For those of you meta chasers, yes.
Yeah. Did you like the show? Consider becoming a patron. Go to patreon.com/WeRRRLegends for more information.
Thanks for listening. You're not going to say anything?